Captain on the bridge.
All right, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got something to go over from the Cryptic Studios Twitch channel. So, what we're going to do, as we mentioned in the previous video, we're going to log the last stream from Cryptic Studios. Now, not Deca, Cryptic Studios, back on their Cryptic Twitch channel. So, this is just going over the new ship, the Ethereum Salvation. So what we'll do is just let this play out so that we can keep a log of this. Last one here for 2025 for the captains who missed this, because this usually plays during the day. So we miss it, so I know some captains do. So we'll do that for you. We may or may not drop ECs at the end, but we've already went over the blog. And captains, you already know how I feel. But without further ado, we'll just let this play out, and we will catch you on the other side.
Now, hello and welcome to the last developer stream of the year, which sounds a lot more dramatic than it is. We are really excited to be here. We're showing off the last ship that we're going to release this year and talking a little bit about the giveaway in a moment. But first, let's say hello to my guests for tonight. We have Mayo here. Our game designer. You should know Jeremy by now. I think he's been in the last 3 streams in a row. And Thomas, our art director, is also here tonight.
Hello, everyone.
Hello all. It's good to be here. Good to be back on the
Hello,
Cryptic
can you hear me?
Studios.
Yes. We hope all of you found your way here. And if not, you'll find your way here next time, hopefully. To everyone who can't hear me right now, I'm sorry. But yes, from now on we will be back on the Cryptic Studios Twitch. I know there's maybe some things left over from before I took over, so just ignore that for today. And it will be cleaned up by next time. Alright. Oh, for once my volume is fine. That's the effect of the Cryptic channel, actually. It makes everything better.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. I do have a question for you guys, but because there's been some questions, I want to talk for a moment about something that me and my favorite colleague Pandas have been working on, which is a new giveaway. You might have already seen it in-game or on our socials, but for the duration of the winter event, you will get a new item every 2 days. Or multiple items. This is not just random winter food or currency, but it is definitely that. We wanted to, well, we spent a lot of time haggling with Q, and like getting anything super valuable out of him is a really hard thing. Me and Pandas have been working on that for weeks, on working on convincing Q that it makes him a very popular god to do this in addition to what else he does for the winter event. So every 2 days you get some fun items, some really useful stuff, some bigger rewards that we convinced him to throw in between. So just log in every 2 days and you can get it on the promotions tab in the game. And yeah, we have ads. Well,
It's
time
unfortunate.
for
I know that
a break.
our previous CM tried to get us opted out entirely because this isn't intended to be a revenue. So we'll just wait for the others to get back from the ad break
Yes.
before we go on.
A little strange. We didn't have that on the last. We didn't have that on the Digger one. I'll look into it. Maybe there's something I can do. Well, you get free stuff
There's a
even
way
if you
to-
can't see that right now.
I think there's a way to set them to minimum, which we might have to reset now that we took ownership back.
Yes. I have to say I set all of the stream stuff up today, so there's still some things I'm looking into. So we'll have that for next time. I'm really sorry. Okay, I think the people are back. And if not, sorry to everyone who can't hear me. No, One question before we get to the nitty gritty, and for everyone that's not absolutely hypnotized by what you see on screen right now, because that's me. What is your guys' favorite activity in the winter event? Let's start with Mario. He's been so quiet.
Oh, yeah. So I get into the spotlight right from the start. Okay. I think I'm actually gonna be like a dissenting opinion here. For some reason I really like the one where you get all the snowmen going. You have to defend against snowmen going on 4 different lanes. That's Tide of Ice, right?
Yes, that's right.
I don't know why. I just like it. I think it just speaks my designer brain in some way. Like starting when I play, I go like, oh, what if this was this tiny little bit different, or what if this happened just now? I don't know.
I have to
I
agree,
just really like
actually.
it.
Like, at least from, like you were saying, your designer brain. I feel the same way. That's the one that really speaks to my mind the most, because it's the one where you get to make the most use of all the little ornaments and toys that you can buy from Q. All the little like candy cane caltrops and everything. That's the event where you get the best use out of them, and that always feels nice, being able to use all of your toys. But since I'm talking, I'll also say that one of my favorites is the Snowconian invasion of the Gingerbread Village, purely for the sake that it's just so ridiculous. A Snowconian? Who came up with that? I know who came up with that, but it was not me. When you have to like pour the syrup over them to empower them and all that kind of stuff, it's really crazy stuff, and I'm really happy with the creativity that went into it. It's just goofy, and I like that kind of stuff.
I think that's the beauty of the winter. Oh, geez. Excuse me. I think that's the beauty of the winter event is that we can be just wild and get silly and celebratory with all these things and do just really crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, my favorite is ice fishing. I love the gummy, the gummy fish and the giant gummy worm, and like all that stuff is just super cool. Props to Steve Stacy, who is one of Stowe's original animators. He came up with that. Steve was amazing because he would just lock himself in his office, and he would kind of like spend a couple weeks doing something. It's like, oh hey guys, I have 0G movement now. Do you guys want
Yeah.
to use it? It's like, oh yeah, absolutely.
There was another example from the winter event of that. Like, he overheard at one point Al and I talking about the ice skate item that I had introduced, like the first or second year that we ran the Winter Wonderland, of those high-speed slippery boots that you could wear. And he was like, "Oh, ice skating, that's interesting." And he just disappeared into his office for a couple days and came back with the special custom animations and ice skating jumps that you can see your characters use if you use those items on the frozen lake. We didn't ask him to do that. He was just like, "Well, you're doing ice skating, so have some new animations."
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the brainchild. He'd been pushing to try and get fishing in the game in some way for years at that point. So he finally convinced Al to allow him to do fishing if it was gummy fish. And then it just so happened, myself and Chris Dodds, a content designer on the game at the time, were able to like dig up Klingon lore for this Koskari underworld worm. And so we fleshed that out as a gummy worm. It was great. Just like everything kind of just clicked into place for that.
That's something that is really important to me. And it's cool that you guys did that, because I think it's really important that it's fine if you want to, we want to do the Star Trek version of ice fishing or the Star Trek version of Alien or something, like something like creepy or cool, but it's like we want to take this thing, right, and take the chocolate, mix it with the peanut butter. And sometimes you do that and you fall into a trap of just leaning too hard into the thing you want to do, but not tying it back into the original source material, right? And so it's awesome that you guys found that lore of the Koskari and tied that all in, so that even though it is this wild thing nobody's ever seen before, it's still got that grounded foundation, right, that
Mhm.
sort of gives it permission to exist and coexist with the rest of the game. And I think that's
Yeah.
super important for a game like Stowe.
Yeah.
I remember when I started playing this game for when I knew I would take over as CM. It was actually the winter event, was kind of the first event I did, which gives you a very
What an
different
intro.
yeah, it gives you a very different impression from the game, because you're like, oh, this is kind of silly, this is fun, and then everything else comes and you're like, wait, I want to go back to like ice skating and the whimsy stuff, like where's my winter wonderland. Very very different experience. I think I just liked having all the food items and making the food items. I always loved that in games. So I thought that was really cool. Now that I prepared all the stuff for the giveaway, I have had to think a lot about what these items actually are, and it's not as whimsy anymore. Because like some of those foods for the winter event, I don't want to think about what they're actually made of. But yeah,
You were telling us before the stream, right, that one of them, you helped with some of the German translations, and the translation of one of the foods is just like live maggots.
There once was a family with that inner child feel. It was, of course, the Tim's holiday meal. It had lattes and donuts topped off with Biscoff, flatbread pizzas, and festive fun socks. Feed your inner child with the Tim's holiday meal.
This time, will it happen? Or not? Geez, even Kawhi didn't wait this long.
Epic bets, welcome bonuses, no gimmicks. Visit TonyBet.com. TonyBet, we're here to play.
With Robinhood, every creation comes to life with ease and perfection.
It's my go-to flour for quality and consistency.
I only trust Robinhood. I love that I always get consistent results.
Because when it comes to baking, the magic's in the making. Robinhood.
Hey guys!
Hey Rads! Hello!
Let's race.
Check your mirrors, babe. Just coming past ya.
Bella, I'm so sorry.
In look at that!
Oh! See you later.
See you later!
What?
This is the closest.
Yeah, exactly. The candied hubgrub, I think it's called, something like that. Tubgrub. Candied tubgrub. In German, it's like candied and then raw maggot. Which is because like tubgrub doesn't mean anything to me. It could be anything, right? But like raw maggot actually means something to me, and now I can never look at that food the same. So that's something new for you guys in German. In German, everything just sounds more hardcore, and that's not always a good thing. But because I'm a native German, I often I did all the advertisements and posts for the giveaway in both languages myself. So I learned a lot of very fun, random things about what these things are called in German and what they might mean. Very long words. That's also what I can say. A lot of very long words. All right. For anyone who hasn't been hypnotized to spend all their money on our new ships and items by the weird thing spinning on the image, I think we can show off the new ship.
Right.
Oh, so somebody actually asked about the animation process for the spinning. And I think you said earlier that it was quite hard to get that right.
Yeah, I think, well, let's give people a little bit of an intro of the ship first, and then I'll let Thomas take it away and talk about some of the behind the scenes. So this is the Etherean Salvation, which is a new ship that has started appearing in the Infinity Lockbox as of today. Many players have already obtained it. So it is available right now in Star Trek Online at an Infinity Lockbox near you. And yes, awesome animations. I love this artistic choice that was made long ago, that the Etherean ships kind of transform and almost breathe in their idle states. So yeah, let's hand it over to Thomas. You can talk about all the art things related to the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see where to start with this guy. This is so this began life as the Etherean battleship, right? So our space critter groups typically have at least 4 ranks, I guess 5 if you count fighter, but let's just for the main capital ships, you have going from smallest to largest. You have the frigate, the cruiser, the battleship, and the dreadnought, right? And so the frigate is the smallest, cruiser is kind of medium sized, and you've got obviously the battleship on the higher end, and the biggest is the dreadnought. Now we typically will end up expanding on that and building more different like unique like bosses or fighters or other things, or variants or whatever. But uh, we've actually already given away a play like a one of the Etherean ships, or not given away. I think it was a lockbox ship
I think it was,
already.
or a promo. I
Um,
forget which.
yeah, and that was the cruiser for the Ethereum Critter Group rank. But stepping back a bit, so I said all that to say that when you're adding a new critter group, what we call internally, but it's basically a group of enemies to Star Trek Online, you have to design those 4 ships. And so creating the Ethereans and creating the this kind of Iconian Borg fusion,
Oh,
not
spoilers.
just sorry, won't bleep that out, right, in the VOD.
Yeah. We'll fix it in post.
Sorry, there will be spoilers for where we until where we are in the story. I
Yeah.
think we just kind of have to accept that that's
If they haven't played it
a
yet,
function of the stream. All right, go play
that's
it.
on them.
Yeah, so we had to make all these ships, and when you're talking about, okay, what does that mean? What's an Etherean ship look like? We knew pretty early on that biologically the Ethereans were, very heavily influenced by the Iconians, but we wanted to hide the fact that they were also Borg, and also hide the fact they're Iconians. I mean, um, I hope going back when people play, if they play this arc again, they will feel like there are enough clues and interesting little tidbits about the Ethereans that kind of give you like point in that direction, because that was always the plan, that the Ethereans were designed from the ground up to be Iconian Borg creatures. Even their like ridges on their heads around the eyes, we did that specifically so we'd have a place to put the extra sets of eyes that we're gonna, that opened up in the amazing
Yeah.
reveal cutscene, right? And so that was something that it was fun to, okay, how do you take Iconians and make them even more advanced? How do you kind of polish the rough edges off and make them angelic instead of demonic? And then how can you bring in that technology of the Borg into that? And so if you look really close on the Etherean uniforms, they have the little like cube tesseract pattern, right? And that was actually a bit of a foreshadowing to the Borg and the Borg cubes and stuff. And so all of that thought went into the creatures and characters, and we also thought a lot about the ships, about how, okay, well, how can we evoke these simple geometric shapes and distinct silhouettes in ways that uh, feel, once you understand what they are, that feel appropriate and feel
Yeah.
like a fusion of Borg and Iconians. And so for the
I think that's one of
ships,
my favorite things
yeah,
that came out when we did the big reveal, is that so many players were like, "Oh, of course, that's why this, that's why X, that's why Z." That all the pieces just kind of clicked into place, even if they hadn't already assumed the correct
yeah.
reveal there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because like a lot of people guessed it, but frankly, I much prefer that as opposed to just kind of doing some stuff out of left field that doesn't make
Right.
sense to people, right? I'd rather that people be right and clever and feel clever than just sort of like throw so many curveballs or just pull something out of our butts at the last minute to try to be surprising. Like, to me, the joy isn't really in the surprise, it's in seeing all those threads come together. If you catch it early, great, good for you, right? but all that sort of cohesion and intention is an important thing to preserve. So anyway, so for the ships, the first ship that we did really was the Harmony. We kind of started because the iconic Borg cube. What is the hyper advanced version of that, right? And um, so we started with, okay, well, what's a good primitive shape we can use, but then we can like fancy it up. And so we ended up with a pyramid. Basically, if you think about the Harmony, right, it's basically a
An upside down
three-sided
pyramid.
pyramid. Yeah, an upside
Yeah.
down pyramid. And then we started beveling it and polishing it and giving it those like heavenly features of the marble and gold and everything to soften it and to bring that facade the Ethereans have to it. But a lot of the process, we were talking about the Tesseract, which is a 4-dimension shape. A lot of that was from Hector Ortiz, right? Hector designed the Ethereans, ground and space, the ground critters and the ships, and so Hector talked a lot about, okay, these are hyper advanced beings, Iconians and Borg, biological, technological, and they're thinking in extra dimensions. Like they can see, they have a sense of the 4th dimension.
This time, will it happen? Or not? Geez, even Collide didn't wait this long.
Epic bets, welcome bonuses, no gimmicks. Visit TonyBet.com. TonyBet, we're here to play.
What a hotel. Right? And only $335 a night on my favorite site. What? You didn't check Trivago?
I got mine for $220.
You have to check Trivago. Oh, yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
See? Same hotel. Over $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago? I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 35%. Hotel? Trivago.
Jade introduced Lindsay to CIBC Investor's Edge. Lindsay learned so much about stocks and trading that she showed Bowen. With CIBC Investor's Edge, Bowen learned how to buy the dip. And we don't mean hummus. Be in the know. Invest confidently with CIBC Investor's Edge.
Or 5th dimension, the things that we don't see. And so that's where we got into things like what we're looking at now at the center of the salvation here, where you have things morphing in and out of each other, twirling, spinning, scaling up and down, squashing. A lot of this was heavily inspired by the angels from Evangelion. I forget, there's a very specific one we were looking at that had that very like hyper-dimensional geometric feel to it. And so it's all of these things, these influences kind of blending together, of hinting at like, oh well, like the way that angel in Evangelion, I'm sure somebody in chat has already put the name of it. I can't remember. I'd have to like look it up on YouTube, but it used a lot of primitive shapes.
Does that sound right?
What'd you say?
Ramiel? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right. So Ramiel like has all these really crazy primitive shapes that like distort and morph and scrunch down really fast and then explode, and it's just very chaotic but also very controlled. And so when we're talking about the Ethereans and this Borg arc and some of the Borg that maybe you haven't seen yet, right? When we set out to design all these to work on this, the guiding principle for me is like, okay, if we're doing this like this big arc with all these different Borg in it, we've had the Ethereans, we've had the Control Borg, the Mirror Borg, and then we've hinted at some other yet to come, but there's like, how do we differentiate them from each other, but how do we also keep them all Borg? And so when I was kind of thinking about that, oh, we're in an ad, I think. Sorry for people who are subscribed, but I think I'm going to stop talking and vamp for a bit, just so that because I'm going into, I'm just having fun. I hope this is, I know this is, we're going kind of deep here. I hope it's okay.
No, I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
great. We only have
people
this one
have
ship
been
for
really
the
enjoying
day,
that.
so
Yeah,
Good.
and we've got a lot of memes in the chat already, so we have a lot of people enjoying all the details. We also have
Nice.
some really cool developers in there. Shout out to Scorp and
Yeah, I saw
Pondus.
Flo and Pundus
Yes.
and Jamie.
Ah,
we
yeah,
don't
the
really want to encourage people to subscribe to get rid of the ads because, like I said, this isn't intended to be a revenue source for us.
yes. I
So-
will
I'd rather just
see
turn
what I
off the
can
ads
do
for
about
everyone.
this.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen this much. But hey, now we can continue looking at the twirly bits of the of the spaceship. It's like those old moving wallpaper, screen-saving wallpapers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the magic eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like watching it breathe. Like,
Well,
That
Maya,
is
you compared it
terrifying.
earlier
Calming.
to, I think it was you, Maya, said it looked kind of like a Winamp visualization matrix.
Right. Yeah. All right, I think we're back from the ads. So,
Yeah.
so for people, I guess the people who went to the ads didn't hear me say it, but I actually stopped talking about all the fun stuff, the background lore, so during the ad break, so so we can kind of catch back up, so nobody missed anything. So where we were at, we were talking about the planning this Borg arc and all these different types of Borg and how we differentiate that from each other, and so so when thinking about that, you know, I sort of realized that the Borg are this weird amalgamation of order and chaos, right? They seek perfection through their efforts to bring order to chaos, but the chaos still exists. Because if you look at the surface of a Borg cube or the interior of the Borg, right? There's pipes everywhere. There's like two random tubes and plates in random places. It is very chaotic. In some ways, it's almost organic. It's very inspired by like H.R. Geiger and that kind of thing, of this weird combination of the mechanical and the organic, right? The mechanical order versus the organic chaos. And so that gave so when I realized that and working with Al and Paul to originally plan the arc, that gave me, okay, that's a spectrum that we can then, when we make a new version of the Borg, we're going to put them on that spectrum somewhere, and that will inform what they look like and, you know, what they value. And Flo and Rich have done a great job of kind of carrying on that storyline and embellishing on all that with the Ethereum specifically. So if you think about, you know, I think that the Prime Borg, just because they are our version of the Borg, I like to say that they are kind of right in the middle, right? They're the perfectly balanced example of order versus chaos for the Borg. And then the Ethereans, they are the order, like they're all the way over to the order side of the spectrum. And so they you know, very structured and very clean and contained and restricted and you know, fused into this angelic polished kind of um, facade that is very tamped down, and so that gave us a lot of uh, a great direction to go in with these guys. And you know, Hector does what he does, and he just kind of takes that world building and that background, and then he runs with it. And so he came up with a lot of great geometric shapes and silhouettes. And you know, we started with the harmony, which was the inverted pyramid, and that model made by Mauricio Taverina, that also was a great foundation for us to explore all of the different materials so that you see on the Ethereum. So we have the cool marble stuff, we've got the gold, and then we've got the glass, which I think is a really great touch for these guys, like the see-through parts of the ship. And the idea there is with that see-through stuff is there are decks there, there's still things there, but you can't see them because they're in like another pocket dimension. So like when you're looking into like this ship or the Harmony, imagine that that's full of stuff, but you can't see it because it's like it's just like outside of our ability to perceive as three-dimensional or four-dimensional creatures, right? And then the finishing touch on all these Ethereum ships, but it looks really great on this ship specifically too, is of course the animations that Wes and Pierce did. And so remembering that origin story of these guys as the Borg, as Iconian Borg, we wanted their ships to feel menacing and alive in their own way. And so we built them in these different, like, in all these segmented pieces. And Mauricio, by the way, built this model too. But we built them in these segmented pieces so that we could have them like breathe, and that's kind of what you're seeing is this mechanical like breathing pattern as it's like idle animation, which I just it really brings them to life. It makes them look otherworldly and sort of menacing, in their own right. And reminds you that there still is that tiny bit of chaos, baked in to them as a type of Borg. And then of course the kind of the show-stopping thing for these guys is the squishy the stuff I was talking about Ramiel, inspired by Ramiel, right? Those rings and diamonds and things that are squashing and expanding and scaling and rotating. Those are really hard to do, actually, surprisingly. But they really bring the ship to life, and they really um, drive home that extra dimensional aspect of it, right? That there's things about the ship that the ship is doing that you just can't understand with your puny four-dimensional brain. And yeah, and so like technically how we did that, it's funny, like our ships are costumes, so like every now and then somebody will have a bug where they're like flying around in space but they're using their person. They look like their character, right? That's because it's a ship is using the same system as our avatars on the ground. The ship is basically an avatar for your character. So we call those costumes, whether it's a person.
This time, will it happen? Or not? Geez, even Collide didn't wait this long.
Epic bets, welcome bonuses, no gimmicks. Visit TonyBet.com. TonyBet, we're here to play.
What a hotel. Right? And only 335 a night on my favorite site. What? You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for 220.
You have to check Trivago. Oh, yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
See? Same hotel. Over $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago? I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 35%. Hotel? Trivago.
Zoo animals are lost in the city, but you can help. Play AMA's new game, Crosswalk Quest Zoo Rescue, for free. Level up your crosswalk skills and help the animals get back to the zoo. Ask your parent and play today.
Person or ship, internally that terminology is just costume. But so to get this thing to work, the way that our animations and costumes and stuff work is this is actually a costume. The little spinny bits in the center are their own costume that we turned into an effect that plays inside the larger ship costume. So this is kind of like costumes all the way down.
It's like a matryoshka of costumes.
Right, exactly. But
this is actually
it
like
turned out great.
We were having technical issues up until as little as like a week ago, if I remember correctly, of trying to get this to reliably work with our LOD system and our visual effects systems and everything. There's a lot of people involved in the troubleshooting and delivery of this.
And sometimes that just happens where you're like, well, we know we have to fix this at some point, and then you know,
Mhm.
but we have other things to do, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, this is shipping soon. We have to fix it now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, okay, we're already committed to this idea, so now we gotta pull through.
Hmm. But it all
So
came
I think
together
that's
great.
yeah, I'm really happy with it. Obviously, there's, you know, I think it's every now and then we do want to do something. I think the comparisons to the Battlestar Galactica base star are inevitable, but I think that's a good thing. Like, you know, sometimes it's cool just to give people a version of that thing they like from some other
Mhm.
franchise in Stowe, and I welcome those comparisons. Like, it's because in the thing, I don't shy away from that because people are going to do it anyway, but also because like we still put a lot of thought and effort into this matching the Ethereum aesthetic, like it being, you know, kind of this wide boy, you know, like that came about naturally. It wasn't like, hey, we should do our own base star. That's not how this started, right? This was
Yeah.
we did tons and tons of sketches of I say we, it was really Hector. Did tons of sketches of different silhouettes and options, looking for, okay, what is simple, you know, what feels simple but also like opulent, and also
A little dangerous.
iconic.
I remember that being
Yeah,
part of the
dangerous, right?
conversation as well.
And
Because this is the last ship in the group that we made, if I
Mhm.
remember correctly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And we knew that it wasn't
And,
going to be appearing in our episodic content until after the big reveal anyway. So this was going to be basically an enemy when you first see it. So we could
yeah,
afford to make it a little menacing, a little scary.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's all I've got to say about the art. I was talking for like 20 minutes, but you know, it's cool.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was great.
And some of that
there.
I wasn't
Oh,
aware of the Evangelion reference. That's cool.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it was a really big touchstone for us, like during the early Ethereum explorations. Um, And as far as customization goes, you know, like with those lockbox ships, there's not really much innate to this, but it will work with vanity shields and items and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so
I think it really just has the one Ethereum material, um, and that's that.
let's see. I'll
There's a drop
randomize.
down menu there.
It looks like it's set up to try and accept.
Yeah, but you can do patterns like normal, but otherwise it's a pretty simple one, like like most ships, like most lockbox ships. Excuse me.
It will accept vanity shields, so we can look at a couple of those if you want before we move on
Yeah.
from the art of it. Let's see. Visuals. Let me move the ship so you can see it between my UI here.
I mean, if you do like do you have the Lost Arena, the Safe Galaxy one, the Lost Arena? I bet that would look cool on this one.
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh man, that's a cool vanity shield, because it's got like a camo pattern.
Oh, cool. This is the one that I kept hearing people mention, of course, the Baul, which really makes the glass parts stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can, especially in front of this planet, see how some of them are totally transparent.
Yeah, that's cool. That does feel very base star.
That really gives like evil vibes.
Mm-hmm.
The black and the red, especially. I was gonna ask, before you change, can we get a better look of the squishy with the vanity shields? Just to
Yeah,
see
I
the
don't
contrast
think
between.
that will change. I don't think
They
that will
won't. They're
change because
reflective, so they'll pick up some a little bit, just in the reflections, but their actual material won't be changed because it's a VFX actually. It's not a material, right?
Yeah.
Not in the same way. Yeah. I'll take a few more Vanity Shield in the chat if you have any requests.
My favorite part of any ship stream.
Mm-hmm.
I think this ship shows them off especially well.
The larger ships have a tendency to, yeah, don't they? Especially, ooh. Good.
Nice, that's cool.
Which one is that one? I kind of want
That's the Lucari one.
Lucari
Yeah, that's the
Restoration.
Lucari rep. Yeah.
Can you give yourself that Safer Galaxy lockbox shield? I don't know what it's called though, but
I'd rather not go into the editor here on the stream. So
that's fine. It's
but I
it's a
have been meaning
gold.
to update this this reward table that gives me all the shields anyway. So more motivation to do so.
I think
You
we've
have
been
the-
saying that for a couple of streams. I'm gonna like send
I know,
you a
I
weekly
know.
reminder.
Listen, I'm a busy guy.
No, you really are. You really are.
Dielectric. That's the Breen, isn't it? Beautiful.
Do you have the
Oh.
assimilated one, the Borg set shield?
The old one from the rep.
Yes.
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 Yep.
Oh,
They're
that is
finally
cool.
showing their true colors.
Yeah, I just really like the extra like details that this vanity shield adds, or rather the shield. It's not a vanity shield, but I really like the extra details it adds to the texture.
Mm-hmm. All right, just a few more here, and then we will. Ooh, nice sleek. That even
No, give
seems
me
like
the
it's
colors back.
Which one is that?
Emperor's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Boring.
Oh, I wish this would be a great opportunity to show the new Fakiri shield, but I don't think I have it.
I was about to
from the-
ask, but I was afraid to put you on the spot.
Here's the old one from previous years. I think that's the old one.
I think the name of that the Fakiri one is just like that with an underscore 2025 or something.
Oh, if I wanted to try to give it to myself.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have to load the whole item database. Thanks, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I'll show this one as the last one if I can get it, and then we'll move on to talking more about the ship's functionality. But you can also see here on my screen, if in case people are curious, some of the 4-4 layout with the 5 engineering consoles, that kind of stuff.
Reloading now.
Enter. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right, so this is this year's Fakiri shield, which
Ooh.
where it did not make it onto the vendor. This will be appearing soon, and then you'll be able to buy it on the winter store.
Oh yeah,
Extra
winter
little-
sale starts in 8 days by.
Tis the season of prizes. Every day's a chance to win. 31 days of Circle K.
By the way, guys, just as a heads up, 17th of December, we're going to start our winter sale.
Cool. Okay, moving on from visuals. Mayo, can I put you on the spot here to just kind of introduce us to the mechanics of the show?
Yeah, sure. I have a few notes that I could go through. So
Go ahead, take it away.
Okay. So this ship, I'm actually really excited to show this ship because I just love the Ethereum ships, and I also just love the Hector's work. I think it's amazing. I think that the first thing that people would like to know is that this is a battle cruiser, yes, but it's a special flavor of battle cruiser due to the way this was conceived. So for starters, it's an Intel Tempo combo battle cruiser. And if we can show the station, please. So you'll see that you have your commander engineer Intel, you have a universal tempo, you have a lieutenant commander science, a lieutenant tactical, and an ensign engineering. I could say that one of the mechanical goals that we had when we were looking into this ship. So speaking plainly from the mechanical side, rather from like inspiration or theming or all those other details, was how can I get as many unconventional triggers inside the ship
Wait.
within the framework.
Wait, we
basically.
have
So-
ads again.
Ah,
All right. Well, we'll just kind of vamp for a little bit here, but we'll come back if you want to talk about the. You were talking about unconventional systems, right? The trait. Yeah, we'll come back to talk about that as soon as the ads finish. So, because I was going to ask, don't answer this until the ads are over, but I was going to ask if you had any specific builds in mind when you were coming up with the seating arrangements and the inventory for this. So we will answer that and more burning questions when we return from our ad break.
Involuntary ad break for us and for you.
Mm-hmm.
I will look into figuring out what we can do to stop this.
It feels like
there
something
should be a
default
setting.
probably due to like because of the length of time the channel's been inactive. It feels like something like reverted to an earlier setting or a default setting.
Yes.
It should be possible to opt out from ads, maybe in the channel settings, some part monetization wise.
I've been told you can't opt out entirely, but they're playing more frequently than I think that. I think we can lessen them. We'll look into it. And we're back. So,
Hey, we're back. Amazing.
just to bring us back, you were talking when we went to the ad break about build ideas. So take it away. When I was going to ask if there were any specific build functions, like current meta ideas or stuff that you had in mind when you were building out the layout for this ship.
Well, yeah. So within the framework that this ship was meant to be, the main goal that I had in mind when I started building this ship was, okay, how can I get as many unconventional system triggers into this system without like giving some flexibility here and there, or basically getting as many as I could. And looking into it, that's how basically I got into this setting. So, for example, even though Ethereum's seems to be more linked to science capabilities, I was against making this a science main ship just because it will mean that the commander setting will be science and it will have the intel spec, and those are many triggers which will be competing within each other. So I basically wanted to split them apart, and so you will be able to have more of them, which is why you have the lieutenant commander science, but the secondary spec is universal. So basically you could either use the triggers on temporal ops, or maybe you need more reinforcement from engineer, or you want to add some extra tactical, or maybe you want to play around a bit. Maybe you want more science, even more science. So yeah, that was basically the mechanical idea that I was going for.
Now, despite that focus on kind of more science and control, I know that the console itself was also built with a focus on weaponry. At least it synergizes with your weaponry, right? So let's talk a little bit about this design. I'll summon in some punching bags. Tell us about the, what's it called? I love the names you can't use. The emitter.
Yeah. So this is as a concept. This was very interesting because so from what we have seen, the Ethereans do, Etherean ships, Etherean ground critters. We have for example, the revelation with can redirect damage through this whole complex system, and we have the constructs on the ground which have shields that reflect damage. They use some kind of telekinetic ability to move stuff around too, and they use portals to move all over the multiverse. So I started thinking, okay, so what if we were able to redirect our own weapons, our own beams? So I immediately got the idea. I got this image in my head of the Pink Floyd, "The Dark Side of the Moon" album cover, with with the beam of light and the prism, and all the split wavelength, and I really like that. So I knew about that I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's dichroic prism, basically a prism that will split a beam into two different wavelengths. So basically you will have two colors coming out of it. And I started investigating because I had this idea that, okay, if you have a dichroic prism and you can have a trichroic prism, which will split the beam into 3 different wavelengths, what will happen if you keep stacking this? Can you get up to a pentachroic prism? And turns out that I stumbled into some really advanced math that I wasn't I wasn't expecting. So basically, there's this thing called a pentacoron, which is a special kind of shape which goes into 4 dimensions. And that this can be, yeah, exactly. This can be assembled into what is known as a pentachoric array. And this pentachoric array can be used as a prism, a 4-dimensional prism. So I immediately, this immediately linked to my idea of Ethereans. So to me, this is much more like Ethereans bending light in an elegant way, almost like a light show, rather than just making a energy emitter push more beams of weapons.
So, like you were saying, like the existing theme that a lot of not a lot, but some of the other Ethereans use is reflection or redirection of incoming damage. But this is one that redirects outgoing damage.
Exactly. Right. So this is the weaponized version of that concept. So basically what I wanted to see is, okay, what if the Ethereans managed to, in some way, grab their weapons and just redirect them around to their targets. So you're not even able to like see them coming because they could appear for any part. So basically what this console would do is that 15% of your outgoing direct energy damage will be redirected to, or rather copied, to be fair, to another up to 10 targets within 5 kilometers. So once you have this active, you will see a light show like no other.
I'll click the button now just to show you guys. What it looks like. So I'm still just firing my energy weapons at this target, but as you can see, it's propagating 15% of each shot to all of the other nearby targets.
Yes, exactly. And if you can zoom in, because there was an amazing animation work here, and you can tell that it's actually coming from the squishy. Careful about flashing lights. This is a bit, a disclaimer, warning. But basically, this is a really pretty animation that I really like. This console also works with other ships, so there's an alternate animation that was made so other ships could use this console. So you'll be able to see it. I believe it comes out from where the deflector should be, right? In other ships, I mean.
It's either that or the turret nodes, but I do remember that this was, we needed separate visual effects created for it. So cool.
Yeah. And let me say, the damage that comes from this console, it's proton, so it's very on theme with Ethereans.
Proton
and
damage.
Those pretty beams that you can see there, like from the ship itself, those are Ethereum weapons too, right?
The ones firing at this target, yes, they are. And I will call out here, I know that questions on the Discord, and I think I've even seen somebody ask here in the Twitch chat as well. The weapons that come on the ship are not upgradable, but I know that there is some interest in upgradable Ethereum beams, and I'll go ahead and tease you guys here. Those will be coming. I'm not going to tell you when, but you will be able to get your hands on upgradable Ethereum beams at some point in the future. I promise. Just not with the release of this ship.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, let me tell you, I'm one of those people waiting for the upgradable Ethereum beams. And then you can use it on the Revelation, you can use it on this ship, you can use it on your other ships. Like, imagine just the possibilities of this array of colors.
And that will be also the first time that we'll have fully upgradable sources of proton energy damage in the weapon slot as well, which could potentially open up some interesting build ideas to get the theory crafting thoughts brewing in some of y'all's heads. Yeah. All right, I want to mention real quick the passive for this, just to show players, even if you're not really interested in using the AOE damage, or if you're not going to build into the unconventional triggers, so you can use this a lot. This is still a potentially very powerful passive for, especially if you're a science-focused ship that's got a lot of skill points into your exotic particle generators. This is a way of we've done this a few times of essentially turning an offensive stat into a defensive stat, right? So I can show you a little bit of this. So the minimum benefit you'll get out of this console as a passive is plus 15 to all of these skills. But the higher you pump your EPG, which I have a test skill that'll give me plus 400, you can see the benefit of this can grow pretty rapidly. And so essentially you get this free extra translation.
Yeah, so basically, as an explanation, the passive, what this does is that it will either grab 15% of your total EPG skill, or 15, whichever is greater, and then it will be applied as a bonus to those skills that are there on the screen. So basically, the further you push your total EPG, these skills will also be increased.
Right. And there's currently no cap, but I did mention we might want one. But currently, if you can pump your EPG up even higher, then you can just keep pumping these bonuses high as well. Yeah, good luck with that. I see some people excited to maybe put this on a tank that they're running. A science tank in particular might be really be able to benefit really greatly from this.
Yeah, and I see the Revelation console too, just for fun.
Yeah, but that damage redirection, yeah, the good theming there. If you want to play as a science tank, yep, for sure. All right, let's move on from the console and talk a little bit about the Starship trait then. Turn this off. So, etheric matter manipulation, what's this all about?
Exactly. So, in my mind, when I think about how Ethereans control ships and how we have seen them control like everything around them, and after working through Axiom and the battle with Asinfei, and looking into the harmony from the inside and how it changes, how everything can change so much, and basically at the whim of the Ethereum captain. In my mind, the, so to speak, captain of an Ethereum vessel, to me, they have such sync with their own ship that they are capable of basically retuning everything at their own whim. So they'd be able to take the most performance of whatever they're using, or like reconstruct something into something they need else. So, for example, if you're, let's say it's running low on fuel for whatever reason, they could basically take like a portion of the ship and disassemble it and turn it into fuel. That's what I had in my mind at the very least when I was thinking about this.
Yeah, and I do actually remember, I don't remember the specifics, but I remember this trait went through many iterations to kind of simplify it and get it into the proper play space for Starship traits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember some of that inspiration. Yeah, okay, carry on.
Yes. So basically, the way that we translated this into gameplay mechanic was when you're using captain abilities, that means when the captain is doing something by their own will, that's when you start getting these buffs, which is buff to different science abilities. or science-related abilities. So you will get an extra damage with your exotic damage, more for your a bonus for your EPT, which also synergizes with the passive of the console. You will get control expertise, train expertise. This buff will last for 30 seconds, and you'll have a max stack of 10, and your instance will refresh. So if you can keep the timing with your captain abilities, you can keep this going.
Just to show an example, it will stack per captain ability, activation, and refresh when you do subsequent activations. Yeah.
Can we show the animation?
Yeah.
To play, because we have an activation animation that's pretty cool.
Those geometric shapes, is this what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Big square with the diamond indicator over your head. Very Ethereum language.
Yeah, it was one of my requests for the artist. I believe it was Andrew, I believe.
I believe it was Andrew Nielsen.
Yeah. Was okay, this trait will be activating with a lot of very flashy traits, so we need to make this as subtle but at the same time as iconic as possible. So that's where the idea of these simple shapes came from, and of course the Ethereum indicator on the top.
Yeah. Yep. I did see somebody in the chat ask, where is the deflector node on this ship? Thomas, do you know offhand? My assumption is it's actually buried in the widget here. Do you know if that's true?
My guess is that's where it is. I don't know off the top of my head. I think Keen did the intake on this, but I don't. Or well, no, Mo. I think Mo modeled this, so he would have just brought it in the game himself.
Order slices and sticks from Little Caesars and get Call of Duty Black Ops 7 in-game rewards. George Kittle's already winning big with his slices and sticks. For only $9.99, get a medium slices and sticks and earn Black Ops 7 in-game rewards. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Delivery. Okay, how about we write a scary movie? Ooh, spooky. A scary Canadian movie. Ooh, we can get government funding. A hockey team. Snowed in at a chalet. No power, no food, and there's a slasher on the loose. This doesn't make any sense. Why? Because skip is Canadian, so Canadians could just skip it. Hey.
Say the word and I'll lift you up.
Incredible, incredible.
Move my next schedule to tomorrow noon and send it to Jen.
All right, cool. Well, that is the kind of the gist of all the mechanics for this ship. I see a lot of excitement in the chat. I don't know if you've been reading along, Maya, but people like your ship.
I've been reading a few.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
I hope they're excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I think it's a beautiful ship. I know a lot of people saw the harmony and was like, "Oh, those aesthetics are great. When can I have something like this in game?" So I think these people are definitely happy this time around.
I'm really excited to see people. I know that there's some what would you call excitement. Some people are a little tired of ships with unconventional systems builds, and we hear you. But at the same time, it is a popular build. We like to occasionally give those people new toys to play with in the space. So just to let everybody know that, like, we're paying a lot of attention to the way that apathy. That might be a good way to look at it. We do listen to you guys, and we will be exploring. We have so many ships. God, we release like 26 ships this year, and we're probably going to do about that many next year. So there's plenty of opportunities for some of you others to get your toys. But yeah, we need to play into the ones that people already love as well.
Pondus actually answered. He says it looks like the deflector is on a section of the upper hull. So
Okay, cool. I'm just
For
going to play
those
with this
who are
console a
curious.
little bit more while we wait to see if anybody has questions.
Great. Just as a heads up, we have a build stream next week for this ship and the winter event ship. So
cool.
some people already asked in chat what kind of builds this would be good for and how to use the weapons. All those fun things will be answered next week by some new content creators that haven't been on stream yet.
Cool, very cool. I love that you've
while-
been able to reach out to the community and get them involved with this kind of stuff. I think that's great.
Yeah, anyone who is a content creator in here and has not been given the role on the Discord, please request it me or the mods. I would prefer to show off as many content creators on our streams as possible, not just for ship builds. I also do some other things like playing through content, yapping, just with us when new releases happen. And we also just want to give you a space to advertise your stuff. Like, for example, Casual SAB, who raided today, thank you very much. I know you probably already have a video up about this ship, which I'm gonna watch after this, and you guys should too. Before we end this, I, of course, have a giveaway to do.
Ooh.
It does need a couple minutes just to make sure I have enough people
All right,
in
I'll
there.
take some more Vanity Shield requests in the time while
Yes.
we are waiting. Let me
Please
shrink my
do that,
UI
and
back
everyone,
down.
you have like 1 minute to send a meaningful message in the chat to get entered. Meaningful.
You can literally just type the word meaningful if you like.
Tell Mayu he did a great job. I think that is what all of you should do. I'm bullying. Oh, also, because Panos was a little sad that I said this during an ad break, he helped me with putting the giveaway together for the winter event, because that man knows the lore and the Star Trek Online history better than anyone I've ever met. So thank you very much to Pandas for helping out with this. And you should all thank him too, because he wanted to give you even more free stuff. But we could push Q only so far.
Do you have the Kitomer Alliance shield, by the way?
I think so. There it is. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Clean.
So if you wanna play these with the branded colors, maybe against the Kitomer
I
Strike
like
Force
the
on the
beginning, how
Shattered Piece.
I really like this like darkened section, the highlight section on the outer edges. That's really nice. That is the Delta Alliance shield. Let's see. Any other pink vanity shield? I think I have that one. This will look cool. Yeah, that's really nice.
I mean, everything looks cool on this ship.
Oh, people are saying on the screen my it went black.
Oh no, that was me. What did
Oh, because you had to
tab out?
Tab out to do the giveaway. Oh no.
I'm back. In a moment. This has happened before, I'm so sorry.
Jeremy ASMR.
No.
Ethereum Sabotage, of course.
We're back. My apologies. I wanted to
We
make
need to
my
get
life
you a second
easier.
screen.
I do have a second screen, but I tapped accidentally into a work app for a moment.
Yes, that was our new vanity shield that we're not ready to announce yet. It turns
Oh, yeah.
everybody's screens.
This is actually just the screenshot of the anniversary ship that Pandas shared in the Discord earlier, because John Cryptic took this picture and forgot to take the camera cap off.
Silly John.
Yeah. I hope you guys all know John Cryptic, because I don't, but glad all the players know him. This is like Pandas' new excuse to cause chaos is John Cryptic. So the player who came up with this kudos to you.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Yes, I'm also done. Whoever hasn't received a coupon yet,
In case,
next time.
and just in case anybody missed it, this ship is available in the Infinity Lockbox today. It's already available in game as we speak. So if you are interested in getting your hands on it, go open some Infinity Lockboxes. You might be able to find some for sale. Although I hope it'll probably be very expensive on launch day on the exchange. But yeah, they're available right now. You can go get one for yourself.
And while you're
and
there,
also go play the winter event.
Yes, some people have said, "Oh, it's a lot of work," but don't forget you get a free ship out of it, and a lot of cool winter food. And while you're there, we also have a sale today. We started a key and keyring sale and a lobby sale. So if you want to deck yourself out with some additional items, now's your time. They run until the 16th, and then on the 17th, the winter sale is going live. And that is it from us for tonight. For everyone asking, this is, well, for me not, but for you guys. We have one last ship build stream next week, but we're not gonna invite any developers for that one except maybe Pandas because he's my sidekick. But yeah, that's it for the developer streams. If you have any other feedback, suggestions, or you want to catch Scorp trolling people, just join the Discord. And otherwise, I'll see you all next week. And just a reminder, if you won the giveaway, have your Twitch whispers open so I can message you. If you want to be proactive, you can message me under Counselor Suna on Twitch, Counselor Suna on Discord, or
With Robinhood, every creation comes to life with ease and perfection.
It's my go-to flower for quality and consistency.
I only trust Robinhood. I love that I always get consistent results.
Because when it comes to baking, the magic's in the making. Robinhood.
Meanwhile, in the Instacart app.
Wouldn't it be magical to not pay a markup? You deserve that.
We've been Mazda owners since 2011.
We have CX-90. It's the complete package. Driving dynamics, reliability, and safety.
Find out why. Nothing moves you like Mazda.
or the Cryptic Studios account with your character and player name, because we will grant it directly to a character. Otherwise, I will reach out in the next couple days. And if you hear nothing back from me, just message me somewhere. And that's it, guys. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next week.
Happy holidays and happy new year from us that you won't see.
Happy holidays, everybody. It was great to be on one more stream for the year. And tell your friends that we're back on the Cryptic Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Tell all of them. Right.
Well, and there you go. That's included a lot more ads than I thought it would. My apologies, but at least you can skip through it. So, as we heard, that is a last development stream, and I couldn't quite put my finger on what that ship reminded me of, the Ethereum Salvation. And I'm going to just leave it here on this final note. It reminded me of a clothespin. That's all I see now is a clothespin. So you can't unsee it now, captains. It is what it is. It is a flying clothespin in space. But that's going to be it for this video, captains. Again, the last log of the Cryptic stream of 2025. Boy, what a year. Let's see what they have in store for us. Well, actually next week, but also in 2026. So with that said, hit the like button, comment below, let me know your thoughts on the ship, subscribe to the YouTube bridge. We'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.